welcome to the In the Beginning Incubator webinar. We're thrilled to have you join us for this special event where we celebrate the journeys of ambitious entrepreneurs who have turned their visions into reality. Join us every Tuesday as we spotlight incredible clients who have navigated the entrepreneurial landscape and emerged victorious. Each session is more than just a conversation. It's an opportunity to learn firsthand from business owners who have faced challenges, embraced innovation, and achieved remarkable success. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling your business, or refining your strategy, these webinars will provide you with practical advice and real-world knowledge to guide your path forward. Stay engaged and get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit. This is your chance to connect, learn, and grow with a community of like-minded visionaries. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our host for this powerful series, Mr. Christian Johnson, the Chief Strategist Officer of In the Beginning Incubator. As a seasoned business strategist and mentor, Mr. Johnson has played a pivotal role in guiding entrepreneurs through the complexities of business ownership. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christian Johnson.
Hey y'all, hey, it's me. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay. Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Christian Johnson, the Chief Strategy Officer of In the Beginning Incubator. Today's a little bit different. Today we're doing something differently. Usually every Tuesday we have a client highlight. Last week, if you tuned in live, you saw that we had one of our board members and one of our clients as well, Mr. DJ Black Ghost with DNA Productions, DNA Bloodline. But this week's a little different. This week we are doing something a little bit differently. It's more informational. So we had somebody lined up, but they had to reschedule last moment. But we're here with the CEO, Miss Johnson, and Miss Johnson, and we are live. So we're live. So I'm gonna let Miss Johnson introduce herself, and then we're gonna get moving.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Johnson, as everyone knows. So I'm just here to go through this and be interviewed the same way Christian would normally do anyone else. So I'm just going to pass it on back to Mr. Johnson.
So, okay, Ms. Johnson, tell us about ITB and how you got started with ITB.
Well, ITB is now going into its fourth year. And as if you've seen the information that Christian created the video earlier, we are literally going into our fourth year. And that's because our fiscal year starts in September. Our financial year, our numbers start from September to September versus January to January, which is different for, your business starts when you actually start. When we started, when our grant started with Langston University, and when the influx of funds came in, that's when our fiduciary responsibilities really kicked in. We had started that year in 2021, I believe. Yeah, 2021 in February. But we actually didn't move into a facility and start moving and doing a lot of work until that September. So that's why September is our fiscal year. ITB is a business incubator. Our job, and most people, when they hear that, they assume that we're here to make babies and help babies, but we do that. We definitely do that, and we consider every business and every startup and every small business and micro business a baby of ours, and we are here to help incubate it and help it grow. And so we offer a lot of services in the space of business packages and services. We offer rental space. We offer just a variety of different services and supportive systems for individuals entering into the business ecosystem for the first time and don't know how to do anything in that space besides exactly what you do. I always use the example of a individual that is a beautician. They know how to do hair. I don't know if they know how to run a business. And so incorporating business components in business into what you do naturally and really do well is what we're here to do and to help support.
So you kind of tapped in onto the next question, your services. So tell us about how ITB services are different from from other institutions or other companies that might be offering similar services. Because we run into a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, they do this, they do that," but explain to people new that might be interested in getting services from us. Tell them about how your services are different.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and explain the differences in our services, and then you can capture the services that we actually do, because I forget so often until they come up and until the questions come. So I don't want to miss anything. But you jump in whenever you need to jump in to support and help. The bottom line in that process for us is that we offer services. And what we found out this year in our research is that we offer services that no one else wants to offer, which is the actual face-to-face with people and dealing with actual situations with people and what they're going through. Everything in business startup is not black and white. It is not that you can just go ahead and do it on paper, and some things you can do. Getting your tax ID and registering your business. Those are things that you can do and just go through the process of doing it on paper. However, when it starts to get into your marketing campaigns and getting leads and things of that nature, it gets very comprehensive, and you have to do a lot of steps. And sometimes those steps get lost for people, and they miss those steps. And building teams, for instance, is a comprehensive process, because you have to think about it from the very beginning, as we did, Christian, today. We were launching something new, which is one of our programs, and I'll let you talk about it. But the fact of the matter is, you have to go from the why, the how, the when, and the where in the whole process, and then what's your expectations of the process. So that's what ITB does for a lot of people. We help them through all those steps, which most people just think, I just like to do hair, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the hair. But how many people sit and think, well, how many clients do I need to see per day to make a certain amount of money so that I can pay my rent every, month, and how many clients do I need to see every day for that to add up, and what's those numbers look like? And that's a routine and a process that we help you with. I recognize that in a beautician that I was going to, she had it down to a science, how many clients she could see per day, and how long she was going to spend with a specific client. And it is good in theory, but you also have to balance that process with, don't be off-putting to folks too. Don't be rushing me through getting my hair done, and don't be rushing me. And I'm just using an example of beauticians, but those are the things that you all have to think about as we start our businesses and work in our business, just all the perceptions and things. And we walk you through that, and we talk you through that. I think that's one of our assets, Christian, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say that we do handhold clients through services. So when you get, for example, a business plan from ITB, you get a business plan that's in three different versions of a business plan. You get a bound copy, an unbound copy, and a digital version. We have one here that I wanted to show. So this is one. I don't know whose this is, but this is an example of a business plan that we offer here. In the beginning, it's a full copy. You can't really see, but it's pretty thick. It's a thick business plan, and the white. But it is a full comprehensive business plan, and it goes over all your metrics and pretty much your marketing and your everything from your executive summary to your marketing and sales, and shows how much your potential business could make, or how much you are making currently with the right numbers. And it's very comprehensive, and it goes in depth. It's not like a lot of people come to us with those one-pager business plans, and those are something that if you're taking a class or something that you might get, and they just tell you to create your own business plan, and that's what you create through a course. But when you come to us, we typically take that and expand on that times 10. So we're very comprehensive, and then our cost is not as much as what other people might charge. We've had, for example, somebody say, I got a business plan for pay $1,500 for a business plan, and ours was much more extensive. So when people are shopping and looking online, and I know that we have some campaigns, and we might have some new people, new clients that are watching, or potential new clients that are watching. When you're looking for new services, or new somebody to work with, a new business consultant, just know that we're not typical. We handhold you and walk you through the process. And when you get into business, you have to recognize that being in business is not something that is I'm just going to be in business because I just want to be in business. It's not that easy. It's not typical to just start a business. We were talking about it in the office today, how a lot of the things that we do for individuals are breaking generational curses and are them stepping into different spaces. So when you are looking and you're making decisions on who you want to work with for certain things, and I think I can work with them over here, and then I can work with them with this over here. No, if you're going to work with us, you should be getting everything from here. And if we can't supply a service for you, or something specific that's much broader, then we have a network of companies that we can refer you to. So that's just one example, is the business plans. Websites, same thing. Websites are very manageable. We are affiliates with GoDaddy. So what that means is when you get a website, we're affiliated with the website, and it's like a referral system. And what you get is, with a website, is you get 3 social media platforms set up and connected to your website. And you also get your email, your domain, and your email address set up. And again, it's GoDaddy. So GoDaddy is easy with managing and uploading. If you have an e-commerce site, it's easy to manage and upload and take down and change your in-store products and your online products. So it's very manageable, and it's very easy to work as just a business owner starting up, because in the beginning, we understand how difficult it is to run and start a business. And like I said earlier, everything that we do is meant to alleviate stress from you. So we have new clients that have said, oh, I'm going to get this from this person, but I'm going to pay this person. You could do all that. You could do you could do everything that you think is beneficial for you, but sometimes you need to sit and think big and think outside the box and say, okay, here's an organization that says they can help me with everything. They can help me with funding, which we'll get into later. They can help me with all my startup services. They can get my business registered, and everything will be legitimately set up and proper and done properly. And it's not something that I have to look back on, because like I said, running a business is not just you, and it's not just something that you can just get into just willy-nilly. So right. For a lot of people, it takes time to develop a solid product and time to develop a solid business. And if you don't come from a family or a network that just has it like that and just has everything like that, then you're going to have to start out from scratch with everything. And that's where we help you with the scratch, setting up everything, setting up the base pieces and the foundation of getting your business started.
Right. Because I think a lot of people, when they start a business, they think I'm just supposed to go and start making money and all of this money, and it's just going to be a consistent pattern of making money, and that's it. And that's not what it takes. That's not part of the process. That is some of the end result. But all of the pieces that we work with, we didn't choose GoDaddy because it's the most flashy or the most, it has all of the bells and whistles of a lot of websites. We chose it because it was affordable and our clients could, yeah. All right, I'll tell you about the startup services. I saw that, Christian, that just popped up. But our clients, we chose that because when we first started, we needed to have something that was simple, that was affordable, that I could even work. And I'm very not computer savvy at all, but it was a process I needed to learn how to do, and to maintain and be able to have put any pictures I wanted and not have to call somebody and pay them every time I needed something done to my website. And that's really the thought process behind using GoDaddy. It is a lot of wonderful websites out there. And once you get to that level that you can pay, $1,500 to have your website built out, and then, $100 a month for maintenance, and a IT person basically working for you to manage that for you. That's the steps that we're getting you to. But you have to work up to that. It doesn't automatically, the money making process doesn't automatically just, okay, I have a business and I'm doing it. Again, it probably could work that way for a hairstylist, because that's a quick, that is. But eventually, if you're not managing your funds correctly, you're gonna run into some problems there as well. So it's just the type of businesses. And so I'm glad that you talked about the business website, and with the business plans, you also get a business instructional video, and you also get a 1-year operations action plan. So we put a lot of steps in place for your success. I don't assume, like I'm saying with the beauty, the hairstylist, I only assume you know how to do hair. I do not assume that you know how to do hair and understand a business plan and when to use your business plan and how to use a business plan. I only understand the pieces of the business plan that you need to make decisions. And I try to equip you with that, with the information that you need to the decisions that you need to start that business and keep it running. And so we do all of those pieces. So I'm glad we're having this conversation. Now someone asks some of the startup services. That is one of the startup services.
More of the startup services, when we say startup, we offer a startup package. So that includes the basics. That includes your business plan, your website, your tax ID, name registration, and a flyer. So in some cases, a logo as an add-on if you need it. Those are typically, and with all of those, you get like sub services as well, like your business domain. So you're not out here using a Gmail email to do business and conduct business, which is a big thing, or Yahoo email. So you get all of those as pretty much startup services. Those are all pretty much your startup services. But then as you grow, you get other services like SWAM applications. We can help do SWAM applications. We have people who work for SWAM that we refer some of our clients to if they need more in-depth, behind the scenes things that we can't see through SWAM. But we also do the SWAM application preparation. We do we write grants, and we also do procurement and contracts. So we write contracts for certain individuals and businesses that might be, like, for example, cleaners, or if you're just looking for a state contract or for a government, any type of government contract, we also do those. So we write for all of that. We do. Ms. Johnson's a master grant writer, so she writes, and we do the whole nine. And if you want to check out the full list of services, you can visit our site at inthebeginningco.com and look at our full services and memberships. It's under the memberships and services tab. So we do also form creation, document creation, your operational plan, operational manuals, all of those things that you need to pretty much start and run your business. We do them here. And you also have
The
mapping.
mapping and the budgeting for one's business.
Yes, we do that. And so that is another question that is leading us into something that is a little bit different. That's not necessarily a service, but is a membership. So Ms. Johnston, please, well, I'm going to start and talk about the memberships, and I'll
And,
let you.
and I can double back and answer that question. We do a financial business analysis as well. But with your business plan, Christian can show you in the whole back section is your financials of your business plan. And it really maps out what it costs for you to do business. And I try to put as many of the startup services in there back there for you. Your initial insurance, your initial rent, your initial personnel costs, all of those things are included. But the next step, which I added on, was a budget analysis for folks so that they can see. So for instance, if you were a beautician or someone, how many, based on how much you charge, how much does it cost for you? Thank you, Christian. To actually, how many people do you need to see, and what styles you need to offer in the pricing to hit maybe your target? We have folks that we do those type of numbers for too. So that is definitely included in your process. So I just wanted to answer that question before we move on. So Christian, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so that's good. So again, to kind of pivot into something that's a little bit different, talk about the membership options.
The memberships options. I believe currently we have a tiered process, and the only reason why I say I believe is because Charnay and Christian and I and our team, we're going over looking at some changes in that. And so
it's four tiers. Mm-hmm.
We have 4 tiers. One is just to use our address. So if you just need a business address for your business, and you're maybe a home-based business, which is important, because I used to have a home-based business and I stopped having my home-based business. You're welcome. And I stopped with that home-based business because I didn't want people coming to my house feeling comfortable enough to come to my house if they didn't like something about something that I did, or even if they did, I just didn't want everybody in the world knowing where I lived. And so you can use our business address. And that's in Virginia and our West Virginia location. So that is an option for you. Also, we have a local Virginia option if you want to just use the space and come in and drop in. And I believe that's the way that one is set up. Then we have go ahead.
It's called the local launch pad. So that's mainly for the pretty much for networking and for
coming into
the office, just working in the office. It's like the co-working option. You don't necessarily get the address, but you get the option to just co-work in a space, either in Richmond, Virginia, or Morgantown, West Virginia, at the Innovation Center and in the Truist Building in our main corporate space in Richmond. That's the local launch pad option.
And you do, I do believe you do get the address with that, but that's pretty much it. If you just want to kind of be a drop in, and that's a good space, because Christian shows a lot of times when folks are working in the office, people come in the office just to work, and then to be able to, when they know they're working on something and that they need a team working with them, they need to be able to ask Charnay a question about maybe HR, or they may need to ask Christian a question about marketing, or they just want me to ask, they just have questions they have for me. They're in the office doing that too. And I think that's a great space. And I think that's unique to ITB. To be able to come in. I know there's a lot of incubators and co-working spaces, and conceptually they say, well, you could come in and just talk and deal with whoever. I don't know if that's the case. And I don't know if that's a consistent thing. I know in ITB, if we in the office, then you have us. And a lot of people come in there just to have us, Christian, Charnay, and myself, just to throw ideas around and questions. The next one is, he has them up. The next one is our growth plan. And that's really in that, and all of them. The first one I talked about starts at $45 a month, and then the next one, the local launch pad, is $60, and then the growth plan, that is a good one because it starts incorporating copies and everything else that you get in both of the other two. But then it also starts getting into a little bit of your marketing. You can come on here, you could do a live to start marketing your business and we offer that. Let me see what else is in there. You get the coaching. That's when coaching and mentors start to come into play. So we have a team of mentors that can work with you all. And the difference between our mentors is our mentors kind of are the people that talk you through your ideas and make sure that you stay on point with your ideas. They're not business necessarily consultants. They're not there for that, because we understand that you need the extra pieces. You need the pieces of just, I need a cheerleader with me. And that's what our mentors do, because we know we need extra pushes, and our clients have been the one that seem to need that extra push. Then the next piece is when you need a coaching advisory session, you get that with this. With the $80 plan and the $125 plan, you get that with both of them, because you need that extra support from maybe me, Christian, or Charnay. And Christian does way more in strategic planning and marketing than any of us in the office. I do leadership development and growth development and things of that space. And Charnay does more of human resources and back end pieces. So we do in organizational pieces. That's what Charnay's space is. And she just keeps everything organized and keeps us rolling. And she's also, as she did today, she's a big cheerleader in calming me and Christian down and saying, wait a minute, hold up. And Christian was going one way today, and I was going one way today. And she was like, nope, everybody come back here, and we reset. And she's that voice of reason a lot of times. So you need that in a full team, because it's beneficial. It keeps everyone organized and working together. And so that's what Charnay does. So those are the spaces. For the $80 one, that's what you get. Now, once you pay for the $125 one, you get so much more, because you get marketing and you get a lot of more marketing. I don't even know everything that's in that one, but I know you get
podcasts as well. And you also you get to come on here as a client for the client highlight and the marketing and any type of and I think we might be making some changes, because there's something new. We have a business directory, an online business directory. So I don't think we have actually put that under a category, but we might put that. I
think that's under the 120. I think that's included in that one. And I also think
and with that you get the NBL. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are added. So with your membership with the incubator, and I know for some people they might know this, but when you're a member of in the beginning, you pay your dues monthly, you also get admitted into the Metropolitan Business League, and they're one of our partners in the city. We work with them, and we work with them with our ITB loans that we're going to be talking about here in next after this. But you also get membership into the Metropolitan Business League, and that is local here in Richmond, and that is a network of businesses like ourselves, and they're like a hub for businesses to just network. They don't do services. We do services. A lot of times they'll refer clients to us because they only go but so far. So a lot of times what we do is we prep our clients for working with for if they want a loan or a Bridge in Virginia loan or something like that. All of that goes through the money. A lot of the money for businesses and micro businesses, small businesses that goes in Richmond goes through the Metropolitan Business League. So with our partnership, we're definitely getting them to address a lot of new things and getting them to look at our clients and look at the clients that we work with that are typically underserved, and kind of manufacture a type of new working model specifically for individuals who are underserved. So when you're in any one of those membership options or those tiers, you automatically become a member in the Metropolitan Business League. Is that pretty much, that's pretty much how it is, right?
Yeah. And two more things. Since we do have one of our board members on, we were looking at the Legal Shield component of it as well, which is a big piece for a startup that can't afford a big law firm to work
Right.
for them. But Legal Shield is what we started with and what we still go back and forth with because our attorney just passed in July. And I thought that was an easy process to go out and find an attorney. Found out that is not easy at all because the challenges that we have in the different parts of law that we work in as a incubator and the issues that arise, we need a bunch of different attorneys. And we found that with the one that we had, he was really good because he practiced different areas of law, but also when we need additional areas, Legal Shield is one of the greatest pieces of the puzzle. Very affordable. They offer. They can look up to 10, I believe, 10 documents a month without you charge additional charge for fees or anything. They just offer a lot of different opportunities for us for as a business and as you start up. Because I wish we had somebody that did that for accounting, because that would be wonderful. But we haven't heard of anyone. But we know of one good accountant that we may refer people to. But and then also our coaching, our mental health component. I don't want to forget that. That is a piece that we understand that some things can kind of get you. And I had a mental health moment yesterday. And just kind of felt a little, very overwhelmed. And prayerfully and gratefully, we have a good team in the office that I can kind of bounce things off of, and my family is definitely there for me. But I find that happens when you're getting close to where you need to be getting to, and things just start going crazy. And you need to talk to somebody, and you need to talk to somebody that has the ability and understanding of how to talk somebody off a ledge and how to talk someone down and how to calm down a situation and calm you. And we offer that service too. We have partnerships with mental health organizations that are really good. So I like the that piece of it. And so someone's saying, okay, let's talk about the networking, and we're going to get to that.
He was asking about, does NBL do networking events? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do networking events way more than we do. And we're just getting ready to start with that. That's something new for us. And that is something that you just have to be, you got to be, it's a growth process. And we're just getting ready to move into that space. Metropolitan League, and I'm going to tell you something, they have some great networking events, and they have some good food at those events. We see that, we know that. So, and Sharnae is our organizer, and she's like, I'm not putting out any money until I know we get a certain amount of people on it, because you get wine and you get like little hors d'oeuvres and things of that nature. And, and we want it to be at the level of everybody else. So if we don't have enough people coming in, we're not going to just start throwing money out there, but we will be doing networking events as well. But we also go to NBL for those networking events. So yes, and they're a good partner in that.
Yeah. So since we're at our halfway point, I want to get to something that every business owner, Lord, if there's one thing that every person, we could get a consultation every time, and the first thing they say is, what's the first thing they say? You know what they say. What's the first thing they say?
I need money.
Right. I need money. Don't we all need money? Like, y'all don't think, I'm not calling nobody out, but it's just like, y'all don't think we all are looking for the same, like, yes, we are aware that you need money. We know that people, yes, Mr. Williams,
Metropolitan Business League, downtown
Yes.
Richmond. Mm-hmm.
Downtown in Richmond. And if you're not located in Richmond, you can still I think the membership still works. And they might have it state by state. I'm not sure, but we haven't looked into it. But
it encompasses Henrico and Chesterfield at that location. Yes, the Richmond does. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, but yeah, like I said, one thing that every business owner, well, not every business owner, but a lot of people who are getting into business, they ask is, I need money, I need funding, I need access to funding. And before we actually get into options for access to funding, which there are plenty of options for micro and small businesses, and coming through ITB, we're an avenue. But before we actually talk about it, I want to just let new business entrepreneurs or new business owners or people who are on the fence about starting their business or not, you need to get your basics. In this, you need to get your basics and your fundamentals down before you start going for big money. A lot of people think that, okay, I'm just getting into it. I'm gonna get a business loan. I'm gonna do this, and do that. I'm gonna get the money, or I'm gonna just get money from selling my products. If your system or your foundation is not set and not prepared for you to handle the money because when you get money in like that, you're gonna have more issues, more things suspended on, more. You're gonna have to consider hiring staff. You're gonna find out, oh, now I'm doing this. I need this subscription. I need to be subscribed to this. I need to start using this AI and not this AI. I need to start paying for this. I need to start doing this. Okay, now I need to expand. So, everybody needs funding and needs money, obviously. But if your basics, just having a solid business plan, having a system structure, having a team around you, having volunteers, having just the basics, having a website, which does cost money, but there are cost efficient ways to get in that. But just the basics, having certain things that are set up to get you organized and having a system and developing your system, that doesn't cost much. There's not an overhead for a lot of those things. But, in anything that you do, your fundamentals have to be key. We were just working with one of our clients yesterday, and he has his own training company, an athletic training company, and all he works on is your fundamentals. You play basketball, he's gonna make you shoot and dribble a million times, shoot and dribble until you get the fundamentals done and perfect. And he asked the kids yesterday, he said, what makes somebody a professional? What makes somebody a pro? And he said, all the kids said, somebody who does something really well or somebody who does something really good. And he said, you're close. He said a pro is somebody who has perfected the fundamentals, the basics. So when you start business, whatever your industry is, whatever you do, whether you're in retail or in another space and consulting and whatever you do, service-based businesses, your fundamentals are key to starting your business. You have to have your fundamentals on lock. They have to be perfected in order for you to even go and get that money that you're looking for. You're looking for $50,000, you're looking for $100,000. If you're trying to get a business loan and you're not trying to do right with the loan, then your fundamentals and all your stuff is not in the right place, and your basics of how you manage your money and things like that are not in the right place. So, am I saying something wrong, Ms. Johnson? Am I?
Oh, I think you're right. I looked away just for a second because I was just thinking about, just like you gave an example, that is exactly what is necessary. And it is important that people recognize the process of the process. And I think that you're emphasizing it correctly. I think that is exactly the headspace that I hope that everyone realizes. And I was looking at Mr. Williams, because I know he's in a unique industry. He's a singer. I've heard him singing. I've gone to clubs and heard this man sing, and he's a good singer. And how do you equate that into a business process? And fortunately, Christian is getting ready to go into that space, and had a conversation with an attorney last week, as a matter of fact, and just your likeness and your image, how to make sure that you're controlling all of those things and thinking about that in the different spaces. So I just think that it is very important that you want that everyone tonight, if you don't take nothing else away from us, I don't care if you use ITB or not. I want you to contact us. I want you to allow us to help you with your process. But the main thing is, make sure you develop a process. I am so proud to see we have board members on here. We have clients on here. We have folks on here that I can see that you're on here and asking questions and throwing some good stuff at us and making us think. But now go ahead, Christian, because I want to make sure, we only got 20 minutes left, that we get into the Kiva process and the loan process, because that's what something that, like Christian said, Metropolitan League introduced us to.
Business League, yeah.
The Metropolitan Business League introduced us to. And initially I was scared. I was definitely scared of going after a loan. One thing I was scared about going after a loan is because I had been a stay-at-home mom forever, for a long time. And I hadn't developed personal credit the way I should, and stepping out into this space. I am now developing my personal credit. I am now doing all of those things, but I didn't have those things in place. And so when the first time, in the first look of a Metropolitan business, a Kiva loan, which is what we do have and what we secured, I wasn't comfortable in knowing that I would have a loan, and I didn't know. But now, and we did it in July, and everybody watched that process with us. And yes, Miss Ella, the shortcuts, there's no shortcuts in building businesses in the process. No, there's not. And thank you for emphasizing that and re-emphasizing that. There are no shortcuts, and it is painful. And the growing pains are very, very real. And if you thought you were going to get into business and start and making all this money from the very beginning, it does not work like that. Even with these one-hit wonder people that do it in that space, it still is a one-hit wonder. They have to go back to the table and relearn how to write the next hit, and it may take them another 20 years to get another hit, because you got to still go through the process. Now, you might get a good, some things happen like that, and I'm sure they do for some people, but the reality of it is, you have to go through the process, and you have to just put the work in. And so go ahead.
It's time consuming. It's very time consuming. It's a lot of work, a lot of prayer, a lot of spiritual growth, and just growth as an individual that you goes through.
Personal growth, yeah.
And it humbles you as a business owner. Being an entrepreneur definitely humbles you. It's a very humbling process to work in a space where where you, like Ms. Johnson said, she's my mom, and she was a stay-at-home mom for all 21 years of my life. So seeing her in this space as a CEO is kind of shifted and changed who she is as an individual. But it is definitely something that I'm much happier seeing her in this space than not happier, but I'm just like, I'm proud, and I'm very I'm just happy that I'm able to be in this space and do what I can to support the organization and support her in achieving her dream, because like she said, it's a lot for a lot of businesses, and I've seen a lot of her. She's had previous businesses that she's worked with and started up, and those all may not have hit, but this one in the beginning, ITB is that one. And it's just something that, prayer and prayers and God answering prayers, and you pray for something and you just know that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to be. This is my ministry. And when God says you move, that's when you move. And I think for a lot of people now, with everything that's going on in the world, a lot of people, I think this is that movement time. And I think if you're on here now watching this and you're new, you haven't seen us before, and the Lord has put you in this space, I think this might be your wake up call for you to start that business, for you to move forward, to get doing what you want to do, what has been poking and prodding at your spirit, that you're not feeling filled, you're not full, you're not satisfied with something, and I can do more. There's something more that I can do. There's something more I can add. And so yeah. So the next thing, and we're gonna close it out here soon with this, is the basic foundation and standard.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
go ahead and hit key.
It's trust. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Williams. You trust the process and perfect the fundamentals and trust the process. Exactly. So the last thing that we wanted to talk about is Kiva. And we also got Kiva, but we might have another loan for y'all people, for you all. We got some other options too, but Kiva is the number one step, the first step for you to securing your first business loan for micro to small businesses. So please, Ms. Johnson, we are a Kiva trustee. In the beginning is a Kiva trustee. So please explain what our role as a Kiva trustee is, and explain what Kiva is in general.
So Kiva is a great opportunity for a non-traditional and startup business and a micro business. And a micro business is a business that doesn't require too much over $50,000 to get started, or even less. And so if you can get started with the basics of maybe whatever you can get started with, and most businesses that start with us start with whatever they have going on, they're your local hustle, you getting your thing together and all of that. And so Kiva is more of a character loan than a actual credit established loan. And we had a client not too long ago that was going through the Kiva process. And so they don't necessarily check your credit for your credit score, but they check your credit to verify what you put on the application is exactly what they have to look at to weigh how much money they can give you. And for instance, if you say, I owe my credit cards and I owe my car payment and I owe my mortgage, that's going to show up on your credit report. So when a credit underwriter is looking at your application, they're going to pull up your credit report, because if you say those 4 things are on my credit and you list them on your application, they're going to go in there and look.
And that doesn't mean that you're going to get denied for having those. It's just to verify that you are being honest on your application.
Right. And that is very much the space that Kiva operates in. It is a handshake more thing and a nod. But they do verify the information, but it's a 0% interest loan. What you borrow from them is exactly, literally the amount you pay back. And it's not what you're paying back to any one person. It's a crowd-funded loan, which means everybody in your community has the opportunity to give into to help you with that. And everybody in your community gets a payment back every month that you pay that loan. Everyone that contributes to your campaign, and that's what they are. And it goes from it's about 20 days to get your application together. And then you go into a space as ITB, once you talk to me, and once we walk you through the application and make sure everything is done, we endorse your application and say, yeah, this is a good person. You could depend on what he's saying is trustworthy, because we've looked through the process with them and we believe him, and they've been good in their business practices. So consider them. And so then it goes up to the hub, which is to Metropolitan Business League, is where they make the next step in the next level. Once everything is checked out with them, and they do the soft credit checks there, they do all of that process there. And once they say you're good, then they also endorse the loan and send it to actual national Kiva. And then Kiva decides if they're going to fund you and how much they're going to fund you. These loans can go up to $15,000, from $1,000 to $15,000. And you have 18 to 36 months to pay it back. And they're really good.
And we did get a question. Somebody asked, does it do a soft or hard credit check?
It does a soft credit check. And again, it's not verifying it. My credit score wasn't really good at all. I wasn't even in the sixes, and we got ours. So let's be real clear about that. So if you're saying, and when they say a soft credit check, again, they're verifying everything that you're saying that's on your loan, on your application. So that's the key, and that's the test to your honesty, because most people look at their credit reports and they don't say what's on their credit report and really think that no one's going to look at it, but they're not looking at it for your credit score. They're looking at it to make sure that you don't have, $100,000 in debt. And so you're now coming for a loan and won't be able to pay it back if you're not making maybe $100,000 or something like that. But you have the sources to repay that amount or whatever amount. And it goes up to $15,000 is the total amount. But again, they're not doing a hard check to verify anything except what you put on that application is the honest to God truth, and that they can see it. They prefer you not have a active bankruptcy. If you have had a bankruptcy and it's already been charged off or cleared up, just tell them that's going to come up on my credit score. And I had it, and I the restitution process has happened with me with that, and it's over. But if they don't want you not to tell them that it's on your credit report, and then they pull that soft credit and they see it, then they can't trust you. Then the first thing they're going to say, well, he's not going to pay, or she's not going to pay back my loan. If I give her this money, because I'm giving her the money with no holds barred. I'm not telling her what to do. I'm not telling her how she should do it. You do have to tell them what you want the money for. But the bottom line is they just deposit the money in your account.
And they do it through PayPal.
They do it through PayPal. So it's not
like PayPal, and then it's connected into your business bank account.
Right, and it comes straight into your business bank account. So they're not looking at the things that you're thinking. And so most people it's amazing to me how dishonest people really are, and just won't tell the truth. But
I don't think that's to necessarily judge people. I think a lot of people function out of fear and function out of a place of some things haven't gone right and things haven't been going right. So they automatically think, oh, I have to be dishonest because maybe in the past that's worked for me. And when it comes to something, but you can't, the system is a system. So at some point when you are legitimate and you're being legitimate, and you're running business legitimately, you have to be honest. And in this space in business, honesty and being an honest business person, I believe is the best way to go. In anything in general, you have to be honest in it, but specifically for business, because you don't want to be a lying business person, because then you can't be trusted. Because we run into people all the time that are shysty, and all you gotta do is get burnt once, and then you know that's what they about, and then nobody's gonna want to do business with them, nobody's gonna want to deal with them, and then they're slowly just going to go away. So don't think, because exactly, Miss Ellen, transparency is essential. Don't think just because it's something that is new, or you don't think that you can. You don't know that. You don't know that. They want you to be honest. They want you to tell them so that they know what to give you and how to give it to you, and make sure you get exactly what you need so that you're as successful as possible. So you don't have to be dishonest when it comes to asking or even pitching. Be honest, tell the truth so that people can have a full understanding of what your goals are and what you plan to do, and then it'll work out. everything should work out properly. And that's just with anything, whether you're doing it with Kiva, whether you are pitching to investors, whether you're trying to deal with a bank or something like that. Some areas are a little bit different, but for overall business, and especially in our area, you have to be honest about where you are, because it's just imperative for your success as a business owner. Because as soon as you start lying, and as soon as you say something, you either have to continue to lie to cover up the last lie, or they just gonna check it, and they're gonna check your stuff and see that you're not being honest. So if somebody say, "Oh, you registered your business registered," and you know your business is not registered, or you know that you had something on your credit, and it asked you, have you had this with your credit? Has this happened? And you don't tell them something because you think that, oh, I'm gonna get denied, or it's gonna be a no, then you don't need to do that. It's no reason for you to do that. Be honest, tell the truth. And when you come to us, tell us the truth, because when we work with you, that's the best way we can help you. If you tell us the full truth, because a lot of people will come to us, we'll sit down with them, and me and Ms. Johnson will tag team and we'll ask questions. Well, I'm going to law school, so that's my job, to question and ask questions. So I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to be like, okay, well, what do you need this for? What are you asking for this for? And sometimes it's clear cut, but when you come to us and we ask questions, we need to know. And it's better for us to know, okay, well, this is what your end goal is. This is what you plan to do. Okay, here's how we're going to get this. Here's how we're going to make this happen. We're going to set up a plan, and we're going to make this happen. We're going to set up a strategy, and here's how we're going to make it happen. It's not going to be, oh, no, we can't do that, unless it's something that's very extreme, and it's just like, no, that's not a good idea. But in most cases, if you come to us, or if you come to Kiva, or if you come to any investor and you're being honest, they'll look out and they'll understand, because most likely they have been in that same position at some point, or knew somebody that was in a similar position, and they understand. That's where that human interaction comes in. That's where that connection comes in, where you being honest with me, I can look out for you, and here's how we can help you. So yeah, and like Shanae said, help us help you, and delay is not denial. So hit this last piece as our role as a Kiva trustee, and then we're gonna sign off. What is our role as a Kiva trustee? So individuals who know when they want to get a business loan, or they want to get a Kiva loan, what is our role helping them through that process?
Well, one thing I want to toot our horn and say, we're one of the only trustees in Virginia that I do know this, that is not connected to a bank. So we're not thinking in a perspective of financial institution. We're just thinking in a perspective of how we going to get you some extra money that you need. And that's our bottom line. And so once we go through the questions that we pretty much know everyone you're going to be asked in the next steps, we go through that and try to get you prepared for that, and tell you what, basically to say, how to say it, and get that information together. So you're not surprised when it comes down to talking to the next step. And then once we're satisfied, we pass you on to the next step and say, okay, now we think that they're ready, and we endorse them. And it's literally an endorsement from ITB that moves you to the next step. And it is a requirement that Metropolitan Business League puts on us to verify and to go through. And now I had to sit on the call today, and tell them that we're not doing one person that we thought we were going to recommend to go forward. We're not recommending them, and they're not going forward. And the Metropolitan Business League representative said to us, I didn't think they were going to pay the money back. And I'm glad you came to that decision, and I'm glad that they came to that decision. And so that's the weight that the process holds, that ITB has earned the credit to say that and to recommend, because we go through the steps and make sure that people know. And if you don't have everything prepared, if you don't know something, that's why ITB is here. It's not to get in your business and know what you don't, it is to know what you don't know, and to explain it to you, clarify it for you, and get the information that you need to make the best decision for you and for the business. So that's what ITB is here to do. And on the last note that I want to share, Christian gets telephone calls because he's the person that answers the most calls in our office. He gets more calls from marketing agencies and people who think that they can do. And before we leave, Mr. Williams, I want you to tell us if you're singing anywhere and where you are so that we can support you. Please put that information in the messages. If you are anywhere that you need ITB to come and support you, please let us know so that we can. But yes, Metropolitan Business League, basic foundation, standard of business, understand you and business your need. Exactly. Those are great things. Trust and complete your business process. The key of alone, honesty and truth in business is key. Yes, all of that. And we don't have enough time. It's really not even enough time in the day to give that information and everything that we do. And I don't think Christian came with a list, and I don't even think he got through the first 4 things, honestly, because we didn't talk about anything about space rental at all. And you can rent space from us and if you need an office space, well, we don't have space in Richmond. We do have space in West Virginia. We don't have space in Richmond. We have production space in West Virginia, and we have but in Richmond, we have classrooms, we have conference rooms, and we have auditoriums that you can rent. If you need
shared workspace.
Yeah, and we have the shared workspace. So we didn't even get into that. And we didn't even have time.
But you can check on our website and we're going to do this right here. You can visit our website at inthebeginningcode.com. I was on it earlier. Inthebeginningcode.com. Visit our website. Look at all the options we have. If you know somebody, we just also set up a referral program as well. So if you want to refer your clients, if you get 10, though that client you refer gets 10% off of their services, and then you get $50 off of your services, your next services. So we have office spaces. We're a one-stop shop for all your business needs. Office spaces, auditorium, classrooms, conference rooms. We have some clients who just rent space from us, and they just do that. If you need a business address, you can get the business address from us. If you need business services, you can get that. Each person kind of uses us in a different way. So make sure you look at our website. It is inthebeginningcode.com, and look at all of the options that we have. Inquire, send messages, follow us on all of our platforms. If you're watching this via Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, our Instagram is ITB_incubator. Our Facebook is In the Beginning Incubator, and our YouTube is also In the Beginning Incubator. And we have X, but we don't post too much on there. But we do have LinkedIn as well. You can follow Ms. Johnson or Evelyn Johnson and our In the Beginning Incubator page on LinkedIn as well to stay updated. If you're not on our email list, just send out an email to, you can send it either to Charnay at inthebeginningcode.com, or you can send it to myself at Christian at inthebeginningcode.com. If you have any other questions as far as some broader things, partnerships, expansion, anything like that, you can email info@inthebeginningcode.com. That's just the generic email, and you can email that email as well. So, but if you want to give us a call, you can give us a call anywhere, anytime between 10 and 5, 10 a.m. 5 p.m. At 804-468-8141. So it is a lot that we do, please. And I know a lot of you all who are watching are new because we are running advertisements, and that makes me very happy. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and contact us. And Mr. Williams, he's coming in with the notes for all y'all watching. Notes. He got the notes. Metropolitan Business League, yes. And we are a partner, and we are partnered with them. And when you join in our incubator, you also are a member of ITB, but you're also a member of the MBL, the basic foundation and standard of business. Of course, understanding your business niche, perfect your business fundamentals, trust the complete business process, the Kiva loan as well. And there are other loans that bridge you into the Kiva loan. We didn't even get into this. Is just bare minimum stuff, y'all. Honesty and truth in the business are key, and never do business out of fear, and be transparent also. You do those things, you are bound to be successful. And if you come to us, you're bound to be successful. So, and also, we're the only incubator that's being researched. So that's also something else that's something else cool. Just to let y'all know, we're the only incubator that's been researched and conducted research on the way that we work and the individuals that we work with. We target
not just in the state of Virginia and the country.
Right, we're not landlocked. We have clients across the country, folks, across the country. So read up on us, look us up on our website, inthebeginningco.com. And also this Thursday, we were supposed to be having a networking event at Black Iris. It is postponed. We're postponing it until probably either next week or next month. We're going to either do the third Thursday of next month, I'm pretty sure. But we are postponing it. Something came up, so we had to postpone it. So please look out for that email coming up. But we are busy and working. So if you want to come in the office and just chat, or you want to set up your consultation, give us a call tomorrow or email us at any one of those emails, or visit our website and you get all that information. So I want to thank y'all for joining us. Thank you again. We appreciate it. And he put his contact information in there. Mr. Lindell, he put his contact information in here. So if anybody wants to listen up to his upcoming music, I will be adding his music to my playlist on Apple Music if you post on Apple Music. So if you have any other questions, please don't feel.
We're gonna be putting you on our website. Because I've heard, Charnay and I have heard, he has a wonderful voice. Glad you joined us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, any last thing?
Nothing else. We'll catch you up, guys. I have a new book coming out. We didn't even get to talk about that. We're working, getting things organized with that. Charnay has now taken over that whole process and slowed us down and said, wait, and get things done meticulously and correct. So that's what we're working on, besides other things that we never got to talk about tonight. But we'll come on again next month. We will be back. We will be back next month, starting our, I don't even know what day it's going to be on. It might be on a Wednesday. It might be on, because we do have ITB Academy going, but we will have our business entrepreneur works, business startup webinar, and our contract and procurement webinar. And then we're going to do a nonprofit one and just a business plan. And that's it. It's just going to be those 4. And you will be able to watch them on our YouTube page as well. And because we're going to be just recording them. Thank you again for everything. And I'm finished.
Thank you all, and we appreciate it. And next Tuesday, join us live next Tuesday back here again on all of our platforms. We'll have a client on, client highlight, another client on, and we'll be talking about their business. So stay tuned, stay tapped into our social medias, and everybody have a blessed night. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for today's In the Beginning Incubator webinar. We hope you found inspiration, valuable insights, and practical strategies to apply to your own entrepreneurial journey. But the learning doesn't stop here. We invite you to join us again next Tuesday for another powerful session where we'll continue to spotlight incredible entrepreneurs and share knowledge that can help take your business to the next level. If you enjoyed today's webinar and found it valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Spread the word. Let others know what you learned and invite a friend, colleague, or fellow entrepreneur to join us next Tuesday. Once again, we appreciate you for being part of the In the Beginning Incubator community. Keep striving, keep growing, and we'll see you next Tuesday.